Hey everybody, it's Julie for EllenHutson.com. Welcome to Hello Monday and happy holidays. My grandbabies are coming. They're moving from Japan to the States and they're going to be here for the Christmas holiday. And I wanted to make sure I had all unbreakable ornaments on my tree. So I'm using the housebox die to make a village to go on my tree this year. So I've got the die here and I've also borrowed the curved door and windows from the housebox add-on. And the great thing about these is the way that they're sized, you can nestle them in there wherever you want to have your door and your window, or if you want to have, the door on one spot and the window on the other. I just wanted this to go on the front, what I've decided to be the front of my house, and I want that gable peeking up in that direction. You could also do it the other way, but I really like the way this looks in this particular instance. So I'm just going to use some tape there to keep those anchored so they don't move when they go through my die cutting machine. And then I'm going to grab the Gold Coins Card Shop cardstock. I love this stuff. It's heavier weight. It's 100-pound. And I'm just going to secure with a little bit more of that purple tape there just to make sure nothing shifts when it goes through the machine. And there you can see I got my finished house. This is so nice because then you can run it through just once. And you don't have to run it through repeatedly to get the door and the window because they fit in those spaces there. So now I'm using an old Starbucks card that I keep around. You can use a straight edge ruler, whatever you got. I like to use that to start the fold lines on my thicker cardstock houses because sometimes when you're working with little flaps and things like that, it's hard to crease them without some kind of a straight edge to help guide that fold line. So now I'm adding some Be Creative tape. This is the 1/8 inch. It's really skinny. And I put some on all the little flaps on the outside of the house. And then I put some where I'm going to put some vellum on the inside of the house. So this is going to peek out through the window. Now, like I said, I'm sealing everything shut because I wanted these to be ornaments. But if you wanted to put a tea light or something like that inside, maybe you're decorating some other area of your home, or maybe you wanted to put treats inside. You can make sure that you don't use a permanent adhesive on your flaps so that you just tuck them in instead of, securing it all nice, ironclad like that tape is. It's great for boxes, I tell you. So I always use it for this. So now I'm just going to go ahead and collapse it flat there so I can secure those to the sides. And then I'm going to grab the bottom flaps. And I did have some Be Creative tape along those little flaps there on the bottom because I decided I'm just going to cement the whole thing shut. So I'm also gluing down the top of the house there at the peaks. And then the gabled side is going to be the front instead of the, I don't know what you call that part. The way the peak points out, that's going to be the front of my house. So now here you can see I've used the Housebox add-ons to do the roof and the chimney. I love the fact that this chimney is 3D. And there's also a little fence. I didn't use it in this project, but you can make really adorable springtime houses. They're so sweet and so fun. So I've got that flap assembled there, and then I need to glue those little triangular parts together, which helps pop it up to make it 3D. So I'm just going to grab a little bit more of this super skinny tape. And you could use glue if you wanted to, but then you have to hold it for a while and wait for it to set up and dry. And ain't nobody got time for that, right? It's the holidays, man. I got to get my craft on and get these finished on my tree. Now, I can't get my finger inside there, so I took my tweezers and shoved them down there where they could get into that really tight space, and I just started squeezing those two flaps together. I'm going to take the roof and fold it in half and then mark the center there with a pencil because I wanted to punch a hole there. So I've got a 1/8 inch hole punch, and I'm working with the whole side right side up instead of upside down because you can't see through the hole if you turn it the other way, right? So I got to see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to put a little bit more tape there on each side of the roof. And then I'm going to loop some of that awesome burlap twine, that stuff by May Arts. I love this stuff and use it all the time. So I came up through the hole, went around the top of the roof, and then on the other side, I'm coming back up through the bottom. So then I've got it anchored to all of that roof there along the roof line where that crease is. So I'm just going to tie it into a knot to make sure that it is really secure there. And then I can go ahead and loop the ends. Now I kind of started laughing because I was trying to think of what you call that knot you make. You just loop it over your finger, over itself, and then back through the little hole there, right? And I don't know what they call that. That kind of knot. My dad was a Coast Guard chief, and boy, I should know knots, but I don't know my knots. doggone it, my dad would not be happy with me. Then I'm going to glue the roof there to the top of my house, and it's coming along so well. These are so stinking cute, and they came together so fast. I just was so tickled to death to have a whole village of these little guys to go on my tree this year. So I'm going to add the 3D roof now at this point because I got everything else assembled, and I'm just going to add just a little bit more of that tape there so it's instant, no waiting, because I'm not the most patient person in the whole wide world. I like that I can slip my finger through that side of the house. I can press really firmly to make sure that that roof is on there nice and firm. And then I've got some glue dots. These are mini glue dots. And I'm going to put a little one right there on the corner of my house. And these adorable little bottle brush trees, these are a craft supply. I'm just kind of flattening out one side of it because it's going to go up against the house anyway. And that will work just fine. Now you can use a glue gun if you want, but anytime I can skip the glue gun, I do, because I'm not good with those hot things like that. So anyway, it turned out so cute. I absolutely love it, and they're unbreakable, and it's going to be very enchanting for my granddaughters when they come to see my tree, because I got a whole village. All right, I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. Happy holidays.